How's it going, heroes? Welcome back. We're on the Tinkerer again today. We're actually over on the regular Rexar server for COA right now. And the reason for that is because the build is actually available on both servers. So the beta and here on the live server, the updated version is now there. Which allows us to wear bind on account gear, gives us access to doing mana storms as well as dungeons. I have a lot more people right now, so it made more sense to come over here and do this. Let's see, we're gonna go ahead and spam out. Let's see, I want to go DPS, looking for MS, leveling. See if we can get anybody to snap on that. And in the meantime, we're going to do the Power Stone quest. Now, we had already done this in the last video. Unfortunately, the character didn't transfer over because the beta is still going on. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free to hit up the beta. Now, I do apologize. We lost our green screen. It wasn't my stuff, and just because some stuff that's been going on here at the house, I didn't feel like it was necessary having it in my room anymore. So I apologize. You guys are gonna see I've got stuff packed up. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. I thought Soul Rend was your primary ability, or primary passive that happens due to that. All right, we do have one quest we're gonna swing by right here and pick up. It's the crystal that we need before we go heading off to Mount Doom. It's like the only way I can think to call it. I mean, it really is kind of like Mount Doom. Because as you get closer to the top, it just gets darker and darker as you go. Now, I will say the one thing that we talked about in the last video for the Tinkerer specifically is we are going to focus on rocket launcher. We're getting these 3 perks right here because this is going to be for Firepot Drone, which allows Firepot Drone to basically proc anytime. That's the Firepot Drone. Normally would take 10 stacks of napalm in order to do it. This right here, critical strikes with bomb toss and sticky bomb explosions now allow the use of Firepot Drone for 10 seconds. So these 2 right here play really well off of each other, and then you grab this called Drone Strike, and it says Firepot Drone now deals 2% increased damage for each stack of napalm on the enemy. Basically all it means is if we do wait for it to get to 10 stacks before we proc it, it does more damage than if it's at 9 stacks or 8 stacks. But it gives us that ability to proc it more often.
Welcome to Mount Doom.
I'm telling you, man, this place, I think it's one of the only mountains that when you get on top of it does this. It is so much cleaner when we have access to gear that actually helps us. Gotta reload. But the fire damage was enough to take him out. Thankfully, we don't have that rare sitting right here, so we can literally just come in here and go bomb toss. There we go. Click this. Quest is done. There we are. And then we just run back around this hill right here. We'll loot the body that says that it needs to be looted, even though it doesn't. And the cool thing is we haven't had to use rocket launcher a single time yet. Now, one of the reasons why I want to do mana storms versus doing dungeons is in mana storms, it doesn't really rely on specifically if I'm doing good DPS, because I have a numerous number of individuals who are also trying to do DPS. DPS looking for MS RDF spam. I mean, hey, boom. Just pop that out there. As soon as we hit 15, we could start doing dungeons anyway, but by doing mana storms, and the primary reason I want to do mana storms is that actually allows us to level this and not really worry too much about this DPS tracker, because as long as we're helping take out enemies, we're okay. We're going to be playing with people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s trying to get to that 60 mark, so that is why I like mana storms. I also know that I'm kind of early today. Since I don't have that green screen, it does block stuff here, so let's just boop. There. We'll deal with it for now. Okay. But yeah, just a little early today. I got done a little bit earlier with things that I was trying to do. Okay, nope. I've got interviews set up throughout the rest of this week. One happens to be in Oklahoma City tomorrow, so that's going to be a fun drive. I get to drive up. I'm going to go see family while I'm up in Oklahoma tomorrow. We'll still be streaming tomorrow, so don't worry. We'll still be here tomorrow, but we do have one interview tomorrow. And then I'm going to go see some family and what have you, and then come back up. And then we'll get our stream done tomorrow. The one interview that I have coming up that I'm really looking forward to, well, I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to tomorrow's interview as well, but there is one that I'm like super excited and looking forward to. It is a, I'll be honest, when I applied for it, I didn't think I was going to get a call back for it, so I'm really hoping the interview goes well. I actually have two different positions for this team, which honestly I think it's the same position, just two different areas of the company. Anyway, it's a at-home online job for travel agencies. So like when you book through a travel agency and you're trying to go to, say, like when I went to Cancun, what they do is they go, okay, so, we've got your hotel reservations for the days that you're going. We've got, yada, yada, yada. If you want to plan events or whatever, they help coordinate the whole thing. And that's basically my job, is to just go in and schedule things. At least that's my understanding of reading the job description. Primarily during the interview that I'll be having for it is them letting us know more specifically like what the roles and responsibilities are, how it works, since it is what they call a remote job, just meaning one that you can do literally anywhere. Let's throw you. Come on.
Not ground.
Okay, and now we get to head back out to Crossroads and start doing those quests. This quest, unfortunately, will not go away, and I don't understand why, but it just won't. You could go up here and do the little oil field area for the goblins. I'm not going to be doing this area down here. I'm going to stick to here and doing a lot of the hunt quests and whatever, because that actually can get you up to right around 24, 25 if you do those quests properly. So it's actually a really good area. So what you do is you kind of go barrens and you just slowly work your way down so that by the time you get to 1,000 needles, you're at that 24, 25 level so that you can start 1,000 needles. You basically just go down, get to here, grab up all those quests, and then it's going to have you kind of do this for the main area, and then it's going to send you out here, and you're going to do a whole bunch of stuff right around here in 1,000 needles, and then it's going to send you down here. So you come in here at 25, or I'm sorry, you come down here at 25, and then you're actually going to come back up and over, and right around level, I want to say 33, 34, you're going to start doing Dustwallow Marsh. You'll be 45, right around that, when you're done with Dustwallow Marsh, which allows you to come down to Tannerus and then into Ungoro Crater. And then you actually have to come back up, go through Fairless to get down into Silithus, if you're going to do it that route. Typically, though, we're going to be way higher in the food chain than that, so we don't really have to worry about it. Settings. Sorry, I'm also trying to situate. I just want to see quality. Okay. See, I don't get it. I don't understand why YouTube doesn't automatically put it in 1080, but Twitch does and Kick does, which is weird. Oop. Ah. So weird. That's what I get for trying to do multiple things here, but it's all good. Sorry for missing yesterday's stream. It ended up not being a good day, and so I just didn't have the mental capacity to go live and deal with it. Because it wouldn't have been a good stream for you guys. I probably would have just sat here silent, playing a game, and that doesn't usually make for a good game. All right, so we're skipping his quest. He wants us to fly to Orgrimmar. I don't really care to fly to Orgrimmar. We are gonna grab this place as our new waypoint.
I have just the thing for you.
Because we do. Let's go ahead and empty out.
Well met.
There we go. Meh, I'll hold on to the extras of those. And then this I don't need at all. There we go.
Be careful.
Right, we're almost level 15, which is good. Let's pop another for Mana Storm just to see if any of them are going. There's the person I need for the recruitment letter. There's level 15. Alright. Bomb on a stick, sticky bomb now causes... Actually, should we get... Yeah, I'm gonna get drone first. Because, like, here's the thing. We're wanting to get rocket launcher. That's going to be our heavy hitter, right? So we need to go down here, and then do, like, this zigzaggy pattern, basically, to get down to this, right, for respark. But then we also need to come over here to get this, because what all this does, Bomberman right here, is while bombs away is active, your bomb tosses will additionally reduce the cooldown of sticky bomb by 1 second and rocket launcher by 2 seconds. Getting this cooldown from 14 seconds, I'll take it, right? Bombs away, spider bomb now resets the cooldown of bomb toss and causes the next 2 bomb tosses within 15 seconds to occur. No cooldown, but deal 30% reduced damage. That part, I don't care about the reduced damage. If I can throw bomb tosses and get more rocket launcher, right? Kind of the way I look at that. Then we also need to come down here for the spider bomb factory. This, you basically just build a little thing and it just starts throwing out spider bombs, which can still proc bombs away, which then can proc Bomberman. It's all good, right? Rocket enhancements. Rocket launcher now deals 3% increased damage per stack of napalm on the target. We're already building napalm because of this, so mine as well. Okay, now it's time to run and collect all of the quests. There are a couple quests, I think like a total of 3 quests, we are just not going to pick up.
Lotar. Go with honor. Strength.
Now the question is you the one that
What
wants me to go
brings you
to...
here?
We'll grab Forgotten Pulls, only because that isn't the one. Eventually, I believe he gives us a quest that he wants us to go to Thunder Bluff for. Man, I guess we can queue for a dungeon just to see if we get one.
What do you need?
I'd rather get a Mana Storm, but it's not a necessity.
Strength and honor.
Whee. Mana Storm. We're Millhouse Mana Storm.
Watch over you.
Fungus spores, dwarf message. Nope, he wants us to go to and then they want us to go back to places. So that should be. I'm gonna check. Let's see, Raptor Thieves. No, we need. Well, we want Raptor Thieves. That's a good quest.
Strength and honor.
Can't do anything with the command board. Huh. Odd, it won't tell me what his quest is.
Greetings.
Yeah, Vanilla Hides. He wants us to go somewhere not here. Is there anywhere I can go to learn about how each class/subclass plays? Trying to figure out if I like the playstyle rotations, but there is so many. I mean, I'm just saying, like... Alright, so, Plane Strider Beaks. We're looking for Plane Striders. We're looking for the... yeah, like these guys here. Uh-oh. Ah! Oh, don't lag on me. Alright, so the kitty cats there, they are nothing. Okay. Let's go ahead and reload. What's that? Yo! I appreciate the follow. My dog is cool. I like that name. That is a good name. Let's see. Okay, so I answered both of them. What's going on, man? Having a long one, fun with COA? Absolutely. Absolutely having a blast with COA. I've been playing it for quite a while. So do you have questions about a certain class's rotation or skills or... Because like right now I'm redoing the Tinker. I've been looking for a tank class that I will like. So as far as tanks go, it really just boils down to, oh, why am I fighting this guy? I don't really need you yet, buddy. Sorry. I mean, I do, but I don't. As far as tanks go, it boils down to what kind of tanks do you want? Do you want ones with lots of shielding? If that's the case, you're gonna have the Reaper has really good shielding with a little bit of self-healing. You've got the what is it, the Guardian, I think it is, that also has, I mean, they're like 90% shielding, and it's all, you got to make sure you have it timed, otherwise you're going to get taken down real fast. If you want a class with a lot of self-healing, you're going to have the Blood Mage tank and the Cultist tank. Both have a lot of self-sustained healing. If you want tanks that can do absolute metric tons of damage while tanking, you're going to have the Primalist and the Fellsworn. Both do a lot of damage while they tank. All of them are really fun to play. You've been playing the Primalist? Yeah. I haven't quite gotten my Primalist up to where I can start really digging into the Primalist, but I've played enough of it to get the gist of the class. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just, it really doesn't, it doesn't really sit well as a shaman, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Now, Nazad, to answer your question, still my number one favorite class is the Spellcaster Fellsworn. That class is a lot of fun once you get the combos down. It is an absolute... Pyromancer is also really fun right now, just because I can spread dots everywhere. The only problem I have with the Pyromancer is it feels very slow to level. But once you get to about level 15, 16, and you've started figuring out how to get things to proc to insta-cast them, it's not a slow build anymore. It's super fast, super fun mechanics. You can actually do a lot of running and gunning as a spellcaster, which is phenomenal. Oh, so it does want me to come over here and do the water. Okay. Barbarians are really fun as well if you're looking for that melee kind of over smash enemies kind of build. See, the problem is we haven't even been able to use the fire pot yet because we haven't been able to get anything to stay alive long enough to get to the 10 stacks of shoot, what was it? Napalm, which happens when sticky bomb or bomb toss explode and they take dot damage from it. So that explodes, right? And you get napalm. But you gotta keep those explosions up. That's the problem with napalm. And on top of that, if you end up taking out people faster than the napalm you build, then it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I was really tempted to play dot classes like Necro Spec, but anything just dies so fast it feels useless. Yes, until you get into heroics. Stuff will stay alive long enough that it won't feel useless. If you're doing high-rated mana storms, you're still gonna have a good time with dot damage. If you're gonna do a necromancer, though, my biggest recommendation is to go rhyme. It is the hardest hitting necro class you have. Like, none of the other classes can hit as hard as rhyme does. Period. They really need to balance that out a little bit more. Because hands down, rhyme necromancers will out DPS a death necro or a summoner necro every single time. And it's not by a few points. I mean, it is a massive increase in the differential between those two. It's ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, they're both really fun to play, but it's just ridiculous how easy it is to see. There we go. To see rhyme necros just absolutely outpace. Still trying to decide what I want to commit to. So many options. Leveling is slow. Here's my thing. If I agree, leveling is a little slow, but if you can get into mana storms, do those. Mana storms are a great way to get extremely fast XP, because the higher you can get to on mana storms, the more XP you get per round. And then if you get real lucky and you get in a group where, you know, they're doing 3 people with XP auras. Excuse me. Got the dang hiccups for a second there. But if you can get into mana storms that have the 3 auras, then you're gaining 150% XP to run those. Otherwise, what you really need to do is get into a group of people that are going to just do dungeon runs, constant dungeon runs. Hope that at least one person in the party has the 150 XP, and then make sure that you are having people grab all the quests. So somebody else is grabbing these, that's fine. As long as it's not the healer, I don't care. Go, grab the pot. Go ahead and put on the explosive rounds. That really hurt everybody. Dang, that was so much fire. Come on, tank. We have no mana. This boss stinks. Just FYI. That is a terrible boss. Is that a quest we can turn in? Yes, it is. That one's already done. That one's already done. Oh, that's because we got somebody in here. So this is what I was talking about just a second ago for your, whether you're doing dungeons or you're doing mana storms. Make sure you have this in your party. Mana storms require 3, just because you can have up to 15 players, so, you know, 3 groups of 5. Sticky bomb now, mana cost. There we go. That's what I want. That makes things a lot cheaper for us. Buy as prisoners. Just real quick, let's go vanity. I said let's go vanity. Known heirlooms. Pop one of those. Can't put it on yet because we're in combat. This will help us keep our mana up. That gives us more mana because we're not having a problem staying alive, so fire and missile. Downside to the Tinker early on is going to be the fact that it blows through mana like a crazy person. I really just sit around and wait for the dungeon and pray for auras. It definitely feels like healer and tank, regardless of whether you have the aura or not, can be faster. Oy. That's what I used to do. Like any video game prior to doing these builds, essentially for stream, I would atypically do the healer or the tank just because I was like, it's the fastest way to level, so that's all I want to do. I have no idea what skill that is, but I think it comes from this dude. I don't have... Yeah, there we go. We'll drink that. Elder Scrolls Online, first thing I ever did was make a tank. Now the way that game works, it's like, doesn't matter. Does not matter at all. ESO is so vastly different now. You can have 4 DPSers running a dungeon now. Yeah. Okay, like, and that's the thing is like, when that game first came out, I've been playing it since beta. You kind of had to have, you know, a tank, a healer, and two DPS to even have a chance at completing dungeons. Now it's like, if you build it right, ow, how did I pull that? But yeah, read them middle order. I don't use any of those. I hate the fact that they added those particular items to the game. The mythics, I think is what they call it. I hate that they were added to the game. I think it was a terrible thing to add to the game because it you know, the idea was that it was going to add this big diversity to the game, and it didn't. What it ended up doing was making it to where anyone and everyone was capable of doing whatever. You could run around with that stupid ring on and never have to worry about spending points into talents to get buffs. The only downside, air quote, that was in that was the fact that you couldn't have a second or have a back bar. And I'm like, who cares about a back bar? Half the builds I run don't require a back bar. But that's because I use 2 primary skills and the rest of the skills on my bar are for buffs, but I still get all the buffs that I need. Plus, if you're running with raids that know what they're doing, then you end up getting raid members that give you buffs that you don't have. First time I leveled this, I don't remember having such a strong issues with mana. I wonder if they added more mana consumption. do know that they moved the skill that allows us to reload by chucking sticky bombs at people. They moved that further down the tree too, which kind of sucks, honestly. Because like once you get that skill, you never actually cast reload like ever. Make sure I turn these in because I have a bad habit of going, oh, that's the end of the dungeon, and then leaving, and then forgetting to turn these in. Dungeon complete. And it is agility that our build is, if I remember correctly. No. I mean, yes, it is agility is what we are, but I'm going to grab you, and I'm going to grab that one so that we can start getting mana back. I'd like to get this, but that takes 3 additional points to get to it just to oh, never mind. That okay. No. I don't want to waste. It's a kinetic shield. Sticky bomb now reduces the armor of affected enemies. Sure, because that increases damage. Alright, so one dungeon, we came in at 15, right? We left at 19. Okay, we're all by ourselves. Let's leave. Do that. Give it a hot mini alt. Let's go turn these in. One of these is going to hit 20 for us. 20 is a good place to start being. Because usually right around 20 is when you're going to start seeing a major difference in your abilities. That's pick, lock, defibrillate. That is for bringing somebody back to life. Move those. What are you? Distracto shot? That can come down here. You are healing shot. I never use you. Okay, there we go.
What do you need? Farewell.
Okay.
Sug. For the horde.
Report to Cadrak. Nope. Supplies to Crossroads. Been a particular raise my tribes, and I will do so again. But this time, I wonder if I could As you queue. Okay, so yes, this one.
Go for the victory.
And the disruption ends.
Dub.
Also that one. Now the disruption ends is actually way down here. Like in this area here versus up where we were at over here. I think, right? Nope, nope. We just didn't go far enough over. Okay. Oh, we did level up again though. So we have 4 more points. What is this? I could go with this just to give us a little bit more of an easier way to heal ourselves. This is stupid expensive though, 65 mana. I'm gonna go with kinetic shield. This is a defensive capability for us. Okay, I don't see anybody responding to big mana storms, so I'm gonna go ahead and queue for another dungeon. Stop, ow. Stop it, you stupid kitty cat. Jeez. Stop it, Evie. Let's go with the rocket launcher. Not bad. 200. Ooh, that critted for a good chunk. Defenders. Yeah, we need those. Right, we need 2 more defenders, and we gotta find the Tusk dude. He's not very hard to find. He's literally just on the other side of this hill. That defender is now down. Necromancers. Yeah, I don't think we need that quest. I'm gonna accept all of them because we'll eventually be able to turn these in, but no idea what she just threw at us, but okay. Going the wrong direction, my friends. Hey, the trail of fire. I keep forgetting to reload, man. Should I use Aggie gear or mana gear for my storm collar? Depends on which type of storm collar you're trying to make. If you're trying to make the agility storm collars or the star collar, then yeah, you need to go agility. Going with the range, I think it's I believe one of them requires you to have agility and the other one requires you to have intellect on the StarCon. But I could be wrong. I need a blanket. My feetsies are getting cold. Hold on. There we go. Got a storm collar. It looks like 2 necros in here. So we're hitting hard, we're just not hitting as frequently as some of these other guys. Plus, let's see, pretty much all of them are in their 50s. Big rocket! We're gonna go across the bridge to do all that stuff, or Not that we need to go across here. Like, I don't understand why we're going this way. But whatever. Jumpies. Okay. But yeah, 49, 32, 55, 54. So with the exception of the healer, they're all level 50. There's only one necro. We do have a cultist healer. That's the lower level guy, the 32. Cultist is a unique healer, to be honest with you, because you have to do damage. It's just like the primalist healer. You have to do physical damage to heal. About to level up again. Nice. That Stormcaller's busting it, bro. Tank went down. Oof. Not expecting the tank to drop like that. That was rough. Thanks, back. Go, tank. I'm really starting to like this. I wish this had more ways of getting damage onto it, but unfortunately it doesn't. fame here on this guy right now, but I can tell you that we're doing more damage than the healer, which is a good thing for us. Except for on that fight, apparently. That was like everything I was trying to shoot with our black powder shot, like, died before I could get the dang shot off. Hey, we got to third on the DPS track for that one. Reload. Stupid game. We didn't complete any of the quests, I don't believe, for here. And there was... Oh, wait, no, we did complete one. And... Parachute pack. Alright, so then we're going to go here, and we're going to say leave party, so that we can complete this quest. Yeah, buddy. Okay, let's hearth back, because I really need to empty this out. Ugh. Okay. Level 22. I know we need to go down that way. What does this do? Reduces the cooldown of sticky bomb by 2 seconds, causes it to grant replenishment, restoring 1% maximum mana every 5 seconds to allies within 20 yards for 15 seconds. 1% mana when we got this. Now shocks all enemies hit, dealing an additional 20 nature damage and restoring 2% maximum mana per target shocked. Let's see, do I need this skill? Or Candle reflector. Instant cast. Encases you in a magical shield reflecting all spells. No, I don't really. I'd rather have critical. Go ahead and grab that for rocket launcher. Time to start trying to boost rocket launcher for now. We've got 2 more points to go before we start unlocking this stuff down here. I think that's going to be one of probably the last things I grab, because I'm going to have to build the spider bomb, which we're not going to really use because it doesn't do all that much damage. See, the problem that I'm seeing, though, is they took away some of our ability to be AoE. So yeah, we also need Pyromania. So these are the first 2 skills we're grabbing as soon as this unlocks. Let's go turn this in.
Blood and thunder. Go with honor. Dabu.
We can click that, click agility again. This gives us a trinket. Meh. Because we've got all what I used to call bind on account gears. Now it's called heirlooms, but I mean, it's always been an heirloom. I've referred to it as bind on account gear because it is gear that once you get, it directly binds to your account. Now here on COA, if I was to have the other PTR versions, so Bronzebeard and
Winds be at your back.
Wrath of the Lich King, I'd be able to transfer everything I have that's inside my vanity to those 2 other realms. Whereas I feel like Seraphim Sun Cleric has too much button bloat. Yes, it does. It's a fun. Don't get me wrong. It's a fun class, but it is one that you're going to need macros for. Otherwise, you got too much crap going on. Yeah. If you like Paladin, and you want that holy warrior type feel, go with the Templar. It's more. It does have quite a few buttons. Don't get me wrong, but not to the extent that you're going to need to make like 10 macros that you do for the Seraphim. But the Templar is also a melee combo build, so you use one ability to be able to use another ability, essentially. It's pretty good. What's some of the simpler tanks to play? Simplest tank to play is going to be the Blood Mage tank. It literally has 2 buttons. I mean, it's got way more than that, but simplistic wise, it's got a single target tank button and an AoE tank button. If you don't like tanks that can transform, so that puts Venomancer out of there. That puts the Blood Mage out of there. I would say then. I mean, heck, that even technically puts the Fellsworn out of the running for you. I mean, your other tanks. Hold on. Let me go back to the character creation screen. Hold on. And I'll just run through the tanks real quick for you. And what my opinion is on them. So for tanks, Knight of Zarath, very, very good tank, but it doesn't really get there until probably around level 20. You get a mass amount of summons that can do all sorts of stuff. It's really cool. Witch Doctor, no, not Witch Doctor, Witch Hunter, my apologies. Also a very solid tank. It's also one that has the ability to heal itself quite effectively. I've had Witch Hunter tanks that the healer in the group ended up doing DPS because they didn't really need to do a lot of healing for the Witch Hunter. Very solid. Guardian is a decent tank. However, this is a timing-based tank. You need to know precisely when to hit your buttons, because if you miss it even by a second, you're going to get hit hard. You don't like transforming, so Blood Mage is out. Primalist has a pretty good tank. It's all AoEs and self buffs. Reaper's actually a pretty good tank too. It's all shields though. And a little bit of self-healing. Does have some stuff that you can get to help you, like you'll get a floating scythe and a suit of armor at a certain point that will help you tank damage. I have not done a Starcaller tank. I've seen Starcaller tanks, don't get me wrong. I've just not played one, so I'm not 1000% sure right now on how well that class is. Cultist is pretty good. Again, it is arguably one of the best aggro keeping tanks too. But it requires you to watch your sanity meter. So that can be kind of an issue there. Outside of that, those are going to be your only tanks. Like the Templar has a tank. I haven't played the Templar tank. I've only played the Crusader, which is the two-handed DPSer, if I remember correctly. So, if you don't want to transform and you want a simple tank, I highly recommend go with the Cultist. Simply because it's going to give you the most survivability, as well as best tankability, if that makes sense. Just having trouble keeping up with Sun Cleric. Yeah, Sun Cleric, don't get me wrong, it has a lot. Like, a lot. That was my healer that I did. When I first started streaming this game, I wanted to have 4 max level characters. And I was like, I'm just going to worry about these 4 characters. And then people really liked listening to my idea on how builds work, so I've slowly just built all of them out. But the Sun Cleric is a lot regardless of which class it is. A lot of buttons to worry about. Heck. So, yeah. Sun Cleric would not be my first choice for somebody's first tank or first healer or even first DPS class. It really is not. Well, welcome to the server. My best piece of advice I can give you, though, dog, is play around with each class. Get to probably around level 15 with it. If you can't stand the class by level 15, you're really not gonna like the class going forward. At least in my experience, and again, I've been doing a ton of these. I've literally played every character, every class. I have not gotten to every subclass yet, but I have played every class, and I've played them all to at least level 15 now, and that is probably the easiest way I've found which ones are my favorites. I did a tier list video on YouTube if you want to check it out. It still holds true for me right now on where I placed everybody. Pyromancer would actually change. It's the only one right now that would actually move up to about an A tier versus where I put it.
What can I do for you?
Because I think I put it in like a C tier, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. But yeah, I mean, it is probably the best advice I can give any player, literally for any game, is find what you enjoy playing, not what people tell you should be fun to play. I know that's kind of weird to have me streaming trying to tell you what to, my opinion on stuff, but yeah, I mean, just because I like the Pyromancer, the Ranger, and the Fellsworn does not mean that you're gonna like the Pyromancer, the Ranger, or the Fellsworn. You might be like my friend and just be, the people that really like the complicated melee characters. It baffles me that he likes those kind of characters, but he does. He absolutely enjoys playing the melee people. You only play melee? Yeah. See, and this is the thing. Here's what's weird about me, man. I used to be that way. I used to hate ranged players. Period. Like, it didn't matter what game we were playing. If it was a ranged character, I just automatically hated it. And I don't know at what point or what game I played, I went, melee sucks. And I'm not saying that it does. I just for me, a lot of melee characters seem to go a lot slower than ranged characters, and I like that feeling of fast pace targeting and attacking. That's where I get the enjoyment. That's why I like the Ranger. That's why I like the Tinker. That's why I like the Fellsworn and the Pyromancer. They're all ranged, and they have stupid fast attacks. Whereas, for melee, the only one that seems to attack fast, in my opinion, is the Barbarian. Probably has the fastest attack speed of all of the melee characters you can play. At least until, pre-level 20, it's the fastest attacker for melee. I appreciate that. I really do. It went up a week ago, I think. I can't really remember off the top of my head, unfortunately. There's all those. We want to track down raptors on our way back so we can get the rest of the stupid raptor heads. There's another raptor. I'm actually going to run over here into the tree line over there so that we can also get the bunker quest done too. This is the worst pond to do it in, but might as well. The easiest pond to do it in is up here, because then you can actually run out here and do the Harpies quest too. But it is what it is. I don't know why I keep putting that way over there. Yeah, chat has gone off the deep end today. What the heck, man? There are no laws against the Pokemon Batman. I don't know what that means. There's no way that's a legitimate thing. Ooh, there's a chest down here? Yeah. Now see, this guy, I would feel confident taking out the rare that's down there. When we were coming over here prior on the other guy, he there was no way our first tinker that we had out here was going to be even close to picking up this rare. He's got 1.6k health. We would have gotten absolutely battered. Okay. And then we're going to mount up. We're gonna book it out of here. Whee! We're headed back to town. We've got 2 quests to turn in. Only real downside that we have right now is the fact that they are discolored quests, so they're not giving us a whole lot of XP. Or they're not giving us the XP quantity that they would have been had they been yellow or red. We still do get XP from them, which is good. Y'all need... Okay. Yeah, in-game chat has lost their dang minds today. I don't... I have no idea what they're doing. Reach level 20. It wants us to do professions. Here's the problem. I don't want to waste time doing professions. We're doing alchemy. Here's the thing. I love professions, don't get me wrong. Alchemy is now basically useless. It does have like 2 potions, 3 potions it can make at the very end that are worth it, but leveling it sucks. Leatherworking, blacksmithing, enchanting, all those are well worth it the entire time because they're all sellable. Problem is we don't...
and honor.
Let's see.
Lotar. Victory.
That only costs 3. There we go.
Strength.
I don't know why I was thinking I needed the, like, 580 gold or whatever. I mean, is that appropriate to be putting in chat, my guy? Like, what?
Beware the limit.
Okay, so it wants us to go to the Forgotten Pools. Dealing damage with Molotov now reduces the cast time of rocket launcher by 3% for 15 seconds, stacking 10 times. So yes, please. That makes rocket launcher now fire faster. Because here's the thing. 2.94 seconds to cast this thing, so basically 3 seconds, is ridiculous long. Like, yeah. This needs to be turned. We can almost get it to be instant cast, which is great. We're gonna be able to get it to where it does more damage. It would be lovely if we could get it to where this thing does AoE damage, but I don't think it can, even with any of the stuff that we're trying to do. I want that one for critical damage. In addition, you now spawn 2 shrapnel mines under your target with rocket launcher. So that is actually going to help us to where we can click the detonate skill. As soon as we cast rocket launcher, it hits. 2 shrapnel mines land. We hit detonate. Those shrapnel mines go off. So, just increasing the damage, man. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-boom. And we discovered this. Now it wants us to go do the Harpy Riders. I'm all good with that. We're finally getting it back on track. Part of the problem is if you accidentally start part of a different quest, the route thing goes, oh hey, that's the quest that you want to do, so I'm going to switch to where that's the quest that we focus on. And then it tries to recalculate your route. It's kind of like actual GPS in that way. Nope, leave me alone, hyena. Oh, you. I'm getting a drink. Leave me alone. There we go. That's another raptor, and we still need 2 more heads. One more. Still 1 more. Reload. Reload again. Okay, that's all 8 there. Now it wants me to go and turn those in, right? Got 4 minutes there. Let's just use this then. Turn all this in. Ugh. Boop.
Roll home. For the horde.
Turn that in. Now we've got gold and silver, which is going to be to the south of us. That's the guy way up there. I believe he's the one that sent us after the harpies.
Blood and thunder. Farewell. I've been expecting.
And he also sends us to the south. So you can see we still got way more quests way up here in the north that we need to do, which is what I'm going to focus on. What am I trying to do? I'm sitting here. This is the downside to playing so many dang games, is like, my brain's like, I'm trying to do a thing, I need to do the thing, and muscle memory just goes, it's that button, and then I'm like, no, not for this game. It's this button. Host of Evil. Razorfang Battleground to, oh. Yeah, we can just get rid of that. That's the quest that we were trying to, or one of the quests we picked up earlier. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to run out here. Let's see, it actually wants us to go here, then here, then here, then here, then here. You can kind of see the pattern it has for us. So we will trust in the pattern. Go away, tiger. Actually, that's a lion. What am I talking about? Go away, lion. Tiger. I just feel dumb. That is like the smallest wolf I've ever seen. Because here's the thing, it's not like they made a pup, right? Like, that's not a wolf pup. That is a full-grown wolf, and all they did was shrink the size down. I don't know why I'm doing hand signs. Like, I turned my camera off because I got rid of my green screen, and so I've been packing things, and so it's just been, there's a giant mess behind me, and so, yeah. But I'm sitting here, like, looking at my camera, doing hand signs. For no reason. Sitting here being like, on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. Okay. There we go. And then it wants us to use our whistle. That works too. Yeah, we're not going to turn that in. We're going straight that way. Sorry. I still have not seen any Mana Storm groups going, which is a bummer. That would make trying to get this build fleshed out so much faster. Because like our next points, we're gonna go, you know, one here, and then we're gonna grab these 2 points, and then we're gonna come up and grab Bomberman, and then continue getting points for rocket launcher. But excuse me, if I cannot get into a mana storm in the next 20 minutes, because that's going to put us at our normal 2-hour mark, I will probably call it, just because I still have a lot of stuff that I need to get done packing wise. So that's part of the reason why we started a little early today. Normally I don't start now until about 7 o'clock, because that seems to have more traffic, instead of trying to do it mid-afternoon, especially on weekdays. I'll be doing my best to keep that 7 p.m.-ish time frame going. Need a tank now and good to go. Ooh, I didn't mean to make you mad, bro. Just jumping to jump. This was a large wagon. And that's at least 1 Kodo that was pulling this. Possibly 2 Kodos pulling this. Is there any world loots? Or is apparently we've been told by the game chat that these are to be referred to as shinies. We're now surrounded by harpies. Okay, as for the Harpy quest, it is Harpy Lieutenant Rings. Yeah, it looks like we need the Slayers for that. There. We just need 2 more. There's that. 1 more. There we go. All done. Then we can hurt out of here. Hopefully we don't grab any aggro, because our next quests are all to the south.
Ah, I've been expecting you. Walk with the Earth Mother.
Walk with the Earth Mother. I don't know if you guys have a favorite race. Like, you guys just like to have a race to play in the game, and that's like your go-to. I know it seems like orcs are my go-to. That's only because we don't have Burning Crusade yet for COA, because if we did, then it would be the Blood Elves. But that being said, if we had Mists of Pandaria, it would be the Pandaland, because that's probably the most fun that I have is in that zone. Ooh, so he was up top. I don't know why. I swear I looked at his head and he didn't have the question mark, but I guess I mislooked. But yeah, like I'm just curious if you have a race in the game that you're just like, if the class I want to play is that race, I'm playing that race. Period. End of story. 23. Great, we have one more quest way up there. How's my 20 minutes? Yeah, we're gonna go do other quests while we wait for that. I like how it says I received an adventurer's cache, but I didn't. For whatever reason, we don't get those anymore. It's weird. We used to get them a lot for like every quest. Just need the healer to say yes. Sometime this century. Healer. Ooh. Pop the bobblehead. Oh, what? I didn't think I had ever done quests here. In fact, I know for a fact I haven't done any quests here, so I don't understand why I don't have any. Templar tank in here. So if you are interested in a Templar tank, here you go. You can get to look at what a Templar tank can do. The Templar tank right now is the fact that he's like, hey, I got this. Just, you know, buckle up, let's run. Whew, that took a lot of mana. like my bomb is not going off for some reason. Like, what the heck? Oh my gosh, the hiccups, man. Oh, it's severely making my chest hurt. Something this class seriously needs. It's like, we're not getting enough mana to keep throwing stuff to get more mana back, you know what I mean? Because don't we have, didn't I get the, yeah. So this, when I throw that grenade, it detonates. Of course, that thing died too fast, but I can't even switch gun types. That's how low on mana I am right now. Like, our primary shot should give us some mana back or something. I'm just gonna focus on being able to do sticky bomb so that I can try and get it to explode and get much more mana back. Oops, out of ammo. Get that. Pop a mana pot too. Get on the tanks right here. These are pointless.
Check out that noise.
greatest DPS ever for this class? Absolutely. Absolutely. Level up. Reload. Youch. Okay, Rangers, Yennefer. You, first of all, love the name Yennefer, but still right around my range of DPS, and you are below the healer. Now the healer was way above me on that.
Challenge the Brotherhood.
There we go. Alright, here. Leave. And then we're gonna run up over here, because this is gonna put us right at 2 hours. Yeah. And we'll have a whole bunch of quests to do. Let's go ahead and just hurry back. We'll open this up. Not that it really matters. So yeah, let's do this. We're gonna go agility. But that actually wouldn't be too bad, except for I want to stay with the bind on account stuff for the XP gain. So like I said, tomorrow I'll be driving up to Oklahoma. I've got an interview up there, and then I've got more interviews spread out throughout the rest of this week. So my schedule will be a little hectic, but as far as streaming goes, I should still be able to maintain somewhere around a 5 to 7 o'clock stream time. Tomorrow might be a little different just because I don't know how long in Oklahoma I'm going to stay, because I've got the interview first thing in the morning, and then I'm going to go visit family since I'm going to be up there anyway. Do all that fun stuff, and then I will be back probably around 7. Either way, we'll still get our 2-hour stream in tomorrow, just to let you guys know. But yeah, that is the game plan for tomorrow. The rest of the week, same thing. We're gonna stick to our 7 o'clock or 5 to 7 o'clock stream time, somewhere in there, but we will definitely get our 2-hour streams out each day. I'm going to continue on with this build because I want to push it. I want to see how far it can go. If there is a... I'm going to waste 3 points to get here. If there is a build or class that you guys would really prefer to see me try, hit me up, leave me a comment. I will try the build. I will give you my opinion on it, that kind of stuff. I'm also thinking that I'm going to do like a super long stream at some point this week. Once I get that narrowed down, I will put it up for you guys so you guys can be forewarned about it. But what I want to do is see how long it would take me sitting down to go from level 1 to level 60 on a character. I don't know what class we're going to do, but that is the goal. There we go. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Y'all be safe, be blessed. Thank you so much for the support. Welcome to the channel, Nazood, and My Dog is Cool 23. Thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. If you are not a follower or a supporter of the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you hit follow on Twitch. I stream every day for at least 2 hours. Currently, I'm focused on COA because it's going to be going live here in the next couple of months. I've got some things in the works that may change what game we're playing, but we'll see how that pans out. We won't know anything until the first week of next month. So I hope everybody's having a good time, being blessed. I know that I'm blessed for you guys' support. So thank you so much. I will catch you heroes in the next one. Peace out.